Hi, I'm Liz. Welcome to the Liz Manual of Style. Today I purchased these Sharpie S-Note Creative Markers from my local Target, well, one of the many local Targets in New Jersey. And I'm going to open them up and give them a little test and review today. And I'm going to test them on this 80 GSM Leuchtturm paper. It is a jot book, but I'm pretty sure it's the same paper that's in like a typical A5. And I'm also going to test them on this white Post-it because I use these on my Kanban board. And so maybe I would want to color code using the markers. So let's open these up and see how they work. Oh, okay. So we've got 6 colors. And I'm not gonna lie, I wish these had more colors like the zebra mild liners, which I don't use as highlighters because they smear with everything basically. But I do really like these colors. I like these 2 colors especially, actually the blue too. But we're gonna try them all out. So let's try them on the Leuchtturm paper first. Okay. Alright, so that actually is a lot like a mild liner. I am itching to see if I can use these over ink. But let's just do like a little swatch of all these first. Have the yellow. Ooh, I am loving these colors. I've always loved yellow since I was a little kid because of the yellow Power Ranger. And then for a while I went through this phase where I loved blue and yellow together. I guess I shipped the Blue Ranger and the Yellow Ranger probably, but okay, I'm really liking these. And they sent the thin side, which they advertise on the back as them having precise and broad strokes, and I'm really liking that. I wonder how the tips will stand up over time, because the zebra mild liners, for example, their thin tips really do wear easily. Beautiful, so pastel, so gorge. So a little close up. Here's what they look like on the back, which this is the thinner paper, so there's a little bit of ghosting. Possibly a touch of bleed through on some of these. I guess I would just be careful not to leave the nib down for too long. But I don't mind that level of bleeding. It's not like it went through onto the other page or anything. Okay, let's try them on the white Post-it. And I'm gonna try to do like a little letter, something. like I would do a little task. So maybe I'll actually just do a ABC. Ooh. Very pretty, very pretty. Kind of hard to read though. So I probably wouldn't use it to write per se. I could probably do like a thick or thin type of thing, but with lettering, I really prefer to use brush lettering. And I did not do these in the same order. Sorry about that. All right, so I probably wouldn't use these for tasks. I could read them though, but it is nice to see what they look like on white paper, which is nice. And it has a little bit of ghosting, a little touch of bleeding, but not too bad. And it's not as if it matters with a post-it, but I figured I'd show you. So let's do one more little test with these and see if they can be used as highlighters, which of course they are not advertised as highlighters. They're advertised as creative markers. But actually, that's not true because at the bottom here you can actually see notes, underlining, highlighting, and drawing. So I've been corrected. Let's try them as highlighters. I'm going to do 3 pens. Actually, let's do 4 pens because these are the pens I use the most. Although, actually don't. This is not the one I use the most. This is a Bic Crystal Extra Smooth. I think in like a medium nib. I do not use this very often, but it is the one that typically works with most highlighters. So just to give these the best chance. All right, so this is the Bic Crystal. And let's actually just write all the pens out first. That will give them a chance to dry. This is another ballpoint. This is the Uni Jetstream, the Uniball Jetstream. It's a 0.7. I'm writing in print so that you guys can possibly read my writing. I think I have good cursive, but I've had people say they can't read it, so. Okay, then this one is probably not going to work. I'm just going to tell you right now. And it is the Pilot G2 Limited. It's a gel pen, and that is why I say it probably won't work. But of the gel pens, it's like, or of the Pilot, it is the most likely not to smear with it because it is the 0.38. All right, and then the last one is a Sharpie S-Gel, but that's not what's inside. So this is a Sharpie S-Gel Copper, but inside it is a Uniball Signo 207 Ultra Micro. And it is the same size as the Pilot G2 here, because it is a 0.38. All right. Okay, so let's try the yellow one, and I will keep this post-it here to clean any of the ink off here if it does smear. Okay, that looks good. Uni Jetstream. The Pilot G2. Oop! Yeah, I expected that to happen, but I'm sad because I was hoping it wouldn't. And then the Uniball 207, it also does smear a little bit. But I have seen worse. So I've seen worse, I believe, with the actual highlighters that Sharpie sells, which I just made a video of that. It should be up soon, if it's not already. Okay, let's try the pink. Once again, I'm not going in the right order. Sorry about that. All right, Bic Crystal, looking good. Uni Jetstream. Ooh, little bit of smearing. So sad. Pilot G2, no go. That actually looks really bad. Uniball 207. You know, I don't know. If anybody knows of highlighters that actually work on gel pens, please let me know. Is that just a crazy thing to ask for? I feel like it might be because I have tried every highlighter on these. Okay, the blue one on the Bic Crystal works great. Uni Jetstream looks good. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that actually smeared. But it did smear a little bit on the Uniball 207, so. But the blue, looking good on the Bit Crystal, the Uni Jetstream, and the Pilot. It does smear a little bit, but not as bad as that one. Even though I did use 2 on there, but I could see before there that it was smearing. Okay, let's try the pink one. Or the magenta or whatever. Looks great on the Big Crystal, looks great on the Uni Jetstream. About as good as the blue, but actually maybe a little worse. Or is it just because I don't like this color? I'm not sure. But it looks bad on the 207. No, no, no. Okay, purple. Okay, dare I say, the purple looks pretty great. Yeah, it smeared a little bit on the gel pens, but I would say it's usable. Very exciting. And then the last one is the green. Okay, I think that actually did not smear. It does look a little, well, maybe a slight smearing on the green for Pilot. But overall, that one's looking pretty good. So yeah, I really like these. Do I wish they could highlight more stuff? Yes. What I'm probably going to do, because I bought a bunch of highlighters today from Sharpie because I want to color code my notes, or like highlight my notes or mark them in some way so that I can actually use what I note in my notebooks, because I don't ever like go and get the ideas. Like they just disappear a lot of the times. But I do like these. I guess I would recommend them. They're pretty cheap, I believe. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like stationery reviews, videos like this, consider subscribing to the List Manual of Style, because, you know, stationery is probably my special interest. I think people with ADHD can have that, but it is my favorite thing ever. And I will be continuing to post videos about it. Have you tried these markers? Do you like them? Please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.